All right. Well, we got here a couple of minutes early, so while we're doing that, I want to clean my glasses so I can see what I am doing, so that way you guys can be able to see what's going on. Hope everybody's doing well today so far. Like I said, we're getting got in here a little early. I like to get here early sometimes just to make sure everything's working all right. So, hope we're going to have a good time today. I hope everybody's ready to learn something new. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far, me showing you how to draw and do certain things. To those of you that are Zelda fans, I am wearing my Zelda hoodie with the insignia from the Ninja Clan that Princess Zelda is a part of. So, got the same thing on the back. It's pretty cool. So, and I think my glasses are clean. It looks like we are almost ready to boogie here in a minute. So let me get everything together. And we're going to get ready to rock and roll here in a sec. It's a little warm, so I'm going to just open this sucker up. They're releasing something new. Yeah. I know that they're about to do that. I haven't done much with Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it's a interesting game, but still, even though that's open based and you can run around in an open world, they still need a linear path because there's some stuff in the Breath of the Wild that I went to I shouldn't have been able to go to, and I just had a horrible time. But um, I'm glad that you're ready. Zetarius, I'm glad that you are ready for the lesson for today. And I think what we're going to do is get ready to go on ahead and get started. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Learning How to Draw with Mad Mel. I am your teacher, the craziest artist on the world, and the only one that has the finesse to show you how to do things how most people would probably say improper, but I have a very non-conventional way of drawing since I am self-taught. I did do some learning over the years, normal high school stuff and, other things like that. But, I mean, I feel very comfortable in my art style because I've been doing it for about 15 years. And today we're going to go over shading and shadows, which is something that a lot of people have wanted to know because I have a very interesting way of shading. It's more of a definition more than actually light and shadow, and I mix both of those together. So, if you do have a pencil, piece of paper, or if you are using the Clip Studio Paint and you have a tablet and you want to follow along, please do so. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes, maybe about 2-3 minutes, and see if we get some more people that come in. And then we're going to get started with the lesson today. I will say, if this is your first time, thank you for coming. Feel comfortable being here. Don't be critical on yourself about your artwork and your art skill. I taught myself. I barely could even draw a stick figure. All my characters were box men for the longest time, and if you look at my roster of videos, you see what I can do now. And also the other thing too is use your tools. If you are using this software, they have wonderful tools that you can use. Like, for example, I'm going to emphasize on this. The models, for example, like poses, 3D models, different bodies, different things like that you see over here. These are useful tools. Now, some people might argue about that these are not, but that's a different lesson that we'll do next week. I want to explain more about using tools and different things that you can use in reference to being able to draw. But anything that you have that can give you a reference point or that you can use to give you inspiration, you can do so. Yes, see, that's funny that you mentioned that Ninja Toddler. see, I got these little chibi bodies, and I want to show you something real quick while we're waiting on everyone. So, this is something that's interesting that I can do with this. So, we can take this body here and drop that there, like a small little body, and say we want to give them a fighting pose. Like, I don't know, let's give them some ninja stuff. Let's make them a little ninja. Boom, there you go. So, you see here, you got yourself a little ninja. And all it is just a body model, and then I put them in the little place and position them, wherever you want them, however you want them. You can go back and you can pose them however you want. These are also really useful. Another thing too is that if you are using 3D models like in Blender and other things like that, these are also used in that as well. They work exactly the same. They have the XYZ axis, as you can see here. You can turn, tilt, hey, you can do all kinds of crazy things. Break their bodies and throw them all over the place. And you can change different focal points, yeah, like that. He's fine. But you see, these are useful tools. But like I said, I don't want to get too far into this because, I want to show how you can use those at a later time. But we're going to work with this. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Man, look, there are times that I try to set up poses and everything goes terribly wrong. That's why I don't pose myself. I don't do poses myself because all it takes is I'm a very heavy-handed person. Okay, my hands I bear down very hard. That's why I don't do tattoo work. I would carve somebody up. I would love to do tattoo work, but I just don't want to hurt anybody. And all I have to do is just lightly touch it. And hey, how you doing, Caro? Good to see you. So I think we got enough people here. So we're going to go on ahead and get started. But like I said, I want to finish what I was saying. I feel like I would butcher somebody if I did try to tattoo them. Granted, my work would be fantastic on someone's skin. And I hope one day maybe I can find somebody that can do my work, or maybe I might try that later on. Yeah, someone Hogwarts Legacy. Proud, yes. Ah, nice. Cool. Well, if you guys have a pencil and a piece of paper, envelope, cardboard, hell, if you want to just draw on your thigh with a Sharpie, you can. So any of those things are perfectly fine. So what we're going to do now today is we're going to go recap what we were talking about the last two episodes when we did the first test episode, quote unquote, and perspective from the last episode. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pen here. I'm going to use a thicker pen just because I want it to be seen a little bit easier. And thank you guys for showing up. And let's see here. So when you're doing shading and shadowing and all of these kinds of things, what you want to look at is you want to look at where is the light hitting you. Now, I'm not caring about the circle being perfect or anything like that. I'm just using this as a reference. So when you have an item here and you want to shade, like for example, if you're using a pencil you would use more of like the side. As you can see here, like the side of the pencil, you would use that more on the basis, and you would shade similar to that. Well, there you go, like shade like that, on the paper. But since we are using a digital pad, how this would work with this is that you would have tones over here, like you see here. I'm going to try to enlarge this so you can kind of get a general idea of what's going on with the scaler. There we go. Now you guys can see this a little bit better. So you have the size, which is this. You have the size so you can condense it, raise it larger, smaller. And you have the blending, which, if you're using digital pads or anything like that, or this software, especially if you're using Clip Studio Paint, if you're using that, you would be able to do different things, different types of brushes here. But yet again, that's a different lesson. We're going to get into using this software later. You have the hardness, which means how thick it's going to be. You have it from being maximum hardness, lighter. You start trimming it down, it starts getting a little bit lighter, You see, so forth and so on. But see, also another thing too, as you see this getting lighter with the shade, with the shadow, you also have the density. As you can see in this picture here, the higher the density, the darker it gets. So that's literally just a black line with a shadowy outline. So if you wanted to do, let's say, just a silhouette of something like, oh man, there's a shadowy figure over here, you can do that, you know, this guy over here. Or if you wanted to give it like, oh man, it's all dark behind here, and something like that, you can do that with having it darker. Now, is there a problem with it being darker and lighter? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. So you want it darker if you're trying to cast a shadow. Now you have 3 points. Actually, you have more than 3 points with a picture. Of course, you have, and then of course another thing too is the saturation, but we're not even worried about that. That's a whole different thing, and I don't really want to get into that because that's kind of silly and it doesn't make much sense right now. But let me get this back in order. There we go. Okay. The thing that you want to look at is, where is the light going to be at? So let's give ourselves an idea or a reference to a light. And we'll use this, the eclipse. So you got top lighting, you got angled lighting, which would be in this area, but you know, down here, you got the side lighting, you know, from here, you got under lighting, which would be here. Same thing over here. You got all different perspectives of where the light is going to be at. Where are you going to put your shadow, depending where exactly it's at. So these are the main focal points if you looked at where the sun would be, like high, noon, you know, rising, noon, set. Okay, so if you're shading from underneath or anything like that, we'll start at the bottom. So let's say that we're going to take the density down and we're going to give it a shadow. So the lighting is hitting here. Everything from the top area would be a little bit darker. So you would get like that effect, you know, maybe a little bit lighter or whatnot, which this is way too dense. But you would get the general idea. This would be lit up, and then it would start to cast a shadow about right here, and then you would have this kind of effect here. It would get slightly lighter as you see, but that's where the light would hit. That's where you would have that. It would get darker near the back because of course there's no light, you know, common sense. But you know, you got the light from the bottom. Same thing would apply from the top. It would be the same exact thing, you know, it'd be darker at the bottom. Now these are just basic shading, you know, you got it there. If it's from here, this area here will be shaded in, you know, it's from here, this side would be shaded in, so forth and so on. So these are the areas that you would have. That's where your light would be casted. So cast here, there, you see everything from this point back would be shaded. Same thing with directly. If it's direct on, it would be like that, or vice versa, it would be this way. So I want to take a minute here and see, is there any questions? Anybody got any questions, or everybody able to follow along pretty well? So well? Just give myself a minute. It's a little warm, so. But before we go to the next part, don't want anybody to get lost, or if you have any questions, and I want to try to answer those in real time as close as possible. All right, cool, Volse. Glad you like it. All right, so since we have the basic idea, and I guess everybody's following along pretty well, so we'll go to the next part. So if you have shading or shadowing here, what about if there's 2 spots, Mel? What if you got light coming up from the bottom and the side? Then you would change it up. You got to think where the light is hitting is where you're going to want to put your shadow. Okay, we'll use this line. Boom, it's hitting you right here. It's hitting up here. So as you see this circumference, it's almost like geometry a little bit. Math, you know, everything that we do with art is like math. Okay, you got these 2 areas here, and then everything from this point further back is going to be shaded out. You would have lighting here, this would be shaded out. depending on where the light is hitting, it would be lighter to darker to lighter, and this area would be very faint, like so. You would have very light line here. Of course, this is pressure sensitive, and like I said, I'm heavy-handed, so I can't really do too much, but if you have lighter hands, then you know what I'm talking about. But this goes lighter, and as you get back here, it starts to eclipse. Now, you can just darken that up. You see, as you see here is darker, and then it gets lighter, lighter, and then like so. That's a basic shadowing shade. You just darker to lighter. And it goes either way. You can do that going from this direction to, we'll say, down in here. Same thing. It would be basically this situation here. And then it would just get darker back here. And then we would just lighten it up. And there you go. Okay. So we got the fundamentals of shading. It's very simple. Shading isn't that hard. You just got to think of where you want your character or your scene or anything, object. If you just want to do like normal, like say for example, oh man, I don't want to draw no anime stuff. I don't like that mess. I want to draw something conventional and makes sense. I don't want to draw cartoons. Fine, don't have to. Let's say that you want to go on and draw a silly little apple. Okay, well, we'll say that this is just a silly apple. Boom, boom, boom. We'll get rid of that. All right, here we go. We got the little stem. Oh, look at that. That's cute. Oh, what is this? Oh, we got the little flower. Bang. There you go. You got your little part there, and then you got your little apple. Boom, boom. You see, and then you bring it over here. You know, whatever. I don't know. Apples are weird. You know, they don't all look the same. Sometimes they're dilapidated. You know, we'll say it has GMOs. There you go. This is what a GMO apple looks like. It's sad, dilapidated, doesn't have any shape. You see this, that's what happens because, you know, it's only been on the shelf for 2 days and now it's rotting. So there you go. Now we got our GMO apple here and we're going to shade it in, okay? MSG apples, yes indeed. Hello, Demetra. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, GMO apples, you know, or MSG. Yeah, it's got a lot of MSG, you know. It's got, you know, some Metal Gear Solid inside of that. So we're going to go on ahead and then we'll shade it. Let me get this. I need to rearrange all my tools. Everything I got, I basically download them and then just throw them in here. And it's a mess, but I'm lazy and I don't care. So we'll say, oh, we got the light hitting directly on it. Boom, where we're sitting and facing it. So we'll just shade that part there. A little bit in the back, you know, a little bit on the side. You got the general idea. If a light's facing directly on it, it might get a little bit darker back there, a little bit here, so forth, so on. You know, you just, however that you want to, where you're looking at it. Or if the perspective is different, like what I was saying earlier, you got a light coming down top. You know, if it's on the top level, everything from here, you know, you got that, and then it just continuously gets darker. And then, or the other thing too, if you don't want to do that, you can crank up the density, and then you don't even have to go over multiple times. You can just, all right, there it is. You know, you got that darker line. There you go. And there, that's really saturated, but you get the general point. Like if you want it to be darker, you can tone it up, or if you have it already detuned, then you can do so with making it harder, like each pass by be a little bit harder, like that one's a harder brush, and then this one would be a little bit harder of a brush. So as you see, you would layer the darkness there and it would look more natural instead of it just looking rotted. Now, that's one part. That's one part of shading. Now, there's other things too, depending if there's definition. Now, what we'll do, so you guys can follow along, is we'll go back to using, we're going to draw just a person, just a body. Okay, so we're not going to go too hardcore into this, but if you guys remember the same thing how I showed you last time, we're going to do this real quick with the stick man. So you can make yourself a little stick person. You know, you got yourself the head, and then The same skeletal structure like last time. We'll just, T-pose this person. No big deal. We're not going for finesse right now. We're just learning basics. And then of course, neck to shoulder. Neck to shoulder. Got your arm. We're going to just do little balls for hands because we're just using this as a reference. So it'll just be a ball for a hand and then back over. And then over here, same thing. You come down, ball for a hand, and then come back towards the middle part. Okay? Everybody still following along okay? And just make sure. You can just put a yes, thumbs up, anything like that. If I'm losing you, let me know. So that way I can pause and try to figure this out for you. And then, of course, you just make 2 lines for the sides. And then we'll just make 2 legs. And we'll make 2 little balls here for the feet. Same thing on this side. All right, cool. And then we'll make 2 little balls here for the feet there. Okay, so we have a general idea of what the person looks like. And if you're drawing this on a piece of paper, you can just erase this. Anytime that you use the little skeletal structure, just make sure, okay, cool, thank you. Just make sure that you just don't draw the skeletal structure too heavy. You don't, definitely one thing, if you're doing this on paper and pen, and I've learned this through the years, an eraser is not your friend, okay? An eraser is a tool that you use, but it is not your friend, okay? There are many different types of erasers for different things. But what an eraser will do with graphite is basically smear it until it disappears. And you will have a mess. Or, depending on what type of paper you're using. If you're using thinner paper and you're using a good eraser, you're going to tear the paper. Okay? If you're using a cheap eraser and you got really good paper, the eraser is going to basically smear. Like if you use one of those pink erasers on the back of a normal number 2 pencil, that the ones that we used to get in elementary school and stuff that you put on, and you try to erase with that, it's just going to turn into a pink mess all over your page. You will not get that off, and that picture is ruined at that point. Definitely, if you find it, you can find any type of eraser you want to. You don't have to go and break yourself or break the bank and put yourself in a lot of debt. Hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing? Yeah. Exactly. No luck with erasers. Terrible. But you don't have to break the bank. You can get many supplies. School supplies are great. Perfect. Get school supplies when the kids go back to school. Go buy you some pencils and some notebooks, some paper, plenty of stuff. And you can do a great job with that. Thank you. And once you get those things, then you have a good arsenal of stuff to be able to work with. Spend $20 and have enough art supplies to actually teach yourself how to do quite a bit. We can learn a lot with that. And you don't have to go and spend hundreds of dollars on stuff or go to any of the big name places. Unless if you're really into that and you want to do a really, really good job, then yeah, I would say invest. But if you're just wanting to learn and try something different, then there's no need for you to spend a whole lot of money. But I'm not saying just go to the place where you can get stuff for $1.25. I don't want anybody to flag me with anything, but if you know what I'm talking about, they do have stuff there, but you don't have to get like the cheapest. You want to get something that's going to be good for you to be able to use. So okay, so here we go. We got our man here, and how we would do shading for this person, especially if you're going to use, we're going to just say digitally. Okay, so with this, we would bring it down a little bit, and we'll say the light is hitting this man in this area. So we'll say here is our lighting. Let's see, white skinny erasers. Good question, Dimitri. Those, if you're not heavy-handed on the graphite, you can actually use those. Those are not bad. But if you're doing heavy, hard shading, it's just going to make a mess. If any of you on here or anybody that's watching has ever used oil paint at all, you know what I'm talking about when you make a mistake and you're trying to blend it out. It's disgusting. It's a mess. And it's almost like a end project kind of situation. You don't want to go too hard on that. So try not to go too heavy on the shading and use one of those. If you want, you should use one of the type of erasers that they have for if you're doing like charcoal, okay? Because they do have gum erasers for charcoal. That in itself, you have to just try it out. It works well, but it gets really tacky, and it feels weird. It feels like you're erasing with Play-Doh or putty, okay? And yes, it's kind of like a putty, but it actually absorbs the graphite and grabs that a lot better, especially if it's thicker. Graphite is a little bit different to deal with than charcoal. One of these days, I will use this right here. Let me show you real quick. So that way I can show you guys, because I just found this, and I am so happy I found it. This is my light board. And basically, it plugs in, it lights up, and I can use it for tracing, or I can show you guys how to draw with this. And one of these days, I'll probably get this set up and figure out how to be able to show you how to draw with this. So you can actually see it with pencil and paper instead of me doing this. So I'm going to work on that, and maybe in the next couple of lessons, I'll show you guys. So we'll go back to, this is where our little light area is coming from. This is where the light's going to hit. So I'm going to show you conventional, and I'm going to show you what I do for shading, because how I shade is completely different than the other. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Duchess? So this is traditional. You have this light here. We're going to do this first off. We got the little shade here. So what do we do with the rest of the body? Now this is where things get a little bit more technical. You want to see where the light is going to hit. So you have to follow the light, and you have to see how large the light is going to be. So when you're doing this in perspective to any type of picture, be it if it's a caricature, anything like that, you want to see how it's going to be. Now, what we were doing before with perspective, I'm gonna just utilize this real quick to kind of use this as a reference point. So hopefully I don't lose you guys, but I'm going to use this from the last lesson so that way you kind of understand. So this guy is going to be in the mid focal point. So what we're going to be doing here is, this is where the horizon line would be. It would be like right here, boom. Okay, so the man is basically in between the background, midground, foreground would be here, bang. Okay, so he's in that perspective. We'll say that he's just basically right here, bang. Okay, so this is where the man is. This is where our little stick man is at. Okay, so if we had the sun or our orb to direct us where the light is going to be, that is where we would need to position it. So if we were going to have it facing his back, we would have it more in this area. Okay, so with it being right here, you can see where it would line up with the perspective. The horizon line is there to show us where it's going to hit. So with that being said, and like I said before, is this is going to show you exactly how this works. It's going to basically be inside of the horizon line area, so you don't have to go very far. As you see, this kind of makes more sense. You got the horizon. All of this back here is going to be dark. Okay, all of it's going to be dark up to the point where it hits where the man is at. Everything back here you can do heavy shading, you could do light shading, however you want to, but this area back here is going to be dark, period. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter who tells you this. They could be a professor, whatever the case is. If you look at anything with your natural eye, you can tell that the further away it is going to be darker. It's not going to be light, unless if you're somewhere else or on a different planet or doing something completely different, that's the case. But other than that, that's where it's going to look like. Now, you got the sun facing here, so everything here, you would just have it naturally looking. You don't have to put any real shading to it at all. But the other thing is that you would cast a shadow. So that's the next part. Well, Mel, how would you cast a shadow? I mean, you talked about shading, but you never said anything about shadow, and I don't see you doing that much with your work. Well, shadows are really easy to do. What you're going to do is, from where his head is at, you're just literally going to just make an orb. That's it. Because he's going to touch right before the foreground. And then from here, it would just basically be here, ball hand, his foot to foot, arm to foot. That doesn't look like his proportion. How many times have you seen a shadow that looked exactly the same way that you're standing there? You don't. Because we have curvature in the planet. We got all kinds of other stuff. How you're standing, where you're standing, how well your posture is. You know, are you leaning over? Are you drunk? Are you standing normally? Is your stomach hurting? Oh man, I tripped and hit my knee, exactly. If it was, because it would be something like Peter Pan, standing normally. But there you go, okay? So that's how you would cast a shadow. Or, if you wanted it to be bigger, like some of you are like, well, that makes no sense. That's too close. Okay, fine. I see that. So from that point, you would take the character, and this is how I'm going to break this down. So I want to put all of this together so you can see how this will work. Now, this looks like a bunch of shit on the page. I get that, all right? I even put my pen down. I'm taking my glove off so I can explain this, okay? I'm going to use my mouse. So you have the sun, wherever it's going to be, that's going to cast a shadow on the person. Now, the shadow, at that point, you're looking at the head being where the shadow is going to be casted, okay? You already have the perspective of how much area that you have light. So this whole circumference of here and the further to the bottom of the page is your light source. All of this is light. Back from here to the front of the page is your lighting. Okay? So from that, you have your head. Now your head is here. So the head would probably be in this area here. So it's all going to be the same line drawn distance from the same perspective. Yet again, you got the perspective of that to here, and from the sun to the head, and the head casting the shadow. So it's two parts. So you got two parts. So remember that, regardless of the perspective of where it's at. If it's facing this way, here, if you got the sun facing here, boom, hitting this man here, then that means everything from this point, from here, all the way out is going to be where you have that. So I'm going to bring this back some. We'll bring this back, take that away. So what about if it's hitting them right here, Mel? Boom. Okay, you got them hitting here. Okay, from this point, from here to here, if you want to have it in a complete straight line, you would have it in that aspect. Now, from here, if this is where the sun was at, you would have light here, and you would have lighting here. You kind of see what's going on here. This is how conventional it works. Unfortunately, in school, the teacher that I had, she sucked. She didn't know how to explain this. She just said, read the book, figure it out. I figured it out because, lack of better words, I stood outside and, truth be told, my friend Kristen was looking around. Me and her were running around looking at the woods and stuff, and she got a new camera and was taking pictures, and I literally was watching how the sun was casting a shadow of myself on the ground, depending how I was standing, and I went home and I started working on it. So the world that we live in is the inspiration that we need to look at. And if you think like, oh man, I ain't got an artistic guy, I ain't got da-da-da, you don't have to. Just use your brain. Look outside. Use your eyes. Everything is laid out. Our world is laid in a way that we can mimic actual tangible things to use. So even me sitting here, how I'm sitting here, you see how the lights and everything. I have lights up here, I have light there. It's all casting different shadows. This is normal. This side shaded out. You see? So it all works similar. So it doesn't matter where the lighting is at. Even we'll even go against the argument of, well, Mel, what if the light's right and directly in front of it? Okay, cool. So if the light's directly in front, you would start from the top and then you would hit right here. Okay? That's how that would work. If the lighting is directly on the picture, you don't have to worry about none of this. Everything from this point back, from here, back is shadow. All of this is lit up. So just keep that as a reference. You can always use your ruler. If you have a ruler, I would definitely recommend anybody that's trying to do any of this, working with art, definitely have yourself a ruler. It doesn't have to be a big long ruler. You could get a little 6-inch ruler, just something to give you a reference. And don't be afraid to use it. Use it, get everything in position where you want it, and then from that point you can actually finagle how you want it to be. Let's see. The lower the sun, the longer the shadow. Exactly. See, that's good. That's a good point, Sean. See, me and Sean grew up together, and we went to school. Pretty much, we went to school together from middle school on, and he's watched me evolve with my artwork, and we used to draw a lot. Like, for example, like what Sean was saying, if the sun or moon or anything is right here, let's say that is going down. Okay, we'll say that is going down. Now, like he said, the shadow would be much longer because now we have it at what's called the horizon line. Okay, that's going to take up this whole circumference here. All of this is now going to be lighting, as you see. This would line up here, and then the rest of this would be all covered. What little bit of light that's here is going to reflect a shadow, and then if it's hitting here in any type of shading from this point, it would basically come from the body outward. So then you would make the shadow even longer. So the shadow would basically go off the page. There's nothing wrong with leading off the page. If you have to lead a picture off the page, that's perfectly fine. You're following the perspective of where everything is at. Even if you go as far as, let's say that the sun is actually set completely. It hit the horizon line and it's set. We'll bring that up. Okay. So it's right here. Boom. We got it down here. Well, there we go. All right. I want to erase this because I'm a stickler for this and it gets on my nerves, and I have OCD with that, and that's fine. I think everybody's got a little bit. Bang, there we go. All right, so it's going to prism in a different way when you are looking at this. So we got it here. Now you're going to have a high casting shadow, okay, because the sun or moon is starting to set. It may go this way. It may go directly up. In most cases, with it going directly this way, it would go about here. Somewhere about here is where you would have some of the lighting would be in this area, but most of it would come directly from the horizon to where you're at. Okay, so this will take up the whole area. All of this would be shadow. You would have lighting that would literally drag across the ground. So there isn't very much that you would have to really worry about. All of this behind him would be shaded out because it's absorbing all of the light. Okay, so if you wanted to do it the opposite direction, okay, let's say that we wanted to do it facing this way, then what you would do is you elongate the shadow here, and then you would emphasize where it's starting to shade depending on how low the sun is. Sun's not that low, it would be perfectly fine as it is. The lower the sun starts to get, then that's when you would start to shade in a different way. Like, for example, we'll say the sun's starting to lower itself, so then all of this up here would be beginning the whole process of shading. So you would start here, back and forth, and then you would have the shadow casting further back. We'll just say that, just a basic simple shadow, but it would start to cast backwards. Then you would have darker highlights over certain parts because the sun is starting to go down, so it's not hitting directly on. So you would have little things like that. This leg would probably be slightly darker here, and this one, which would then cast a shadow in between the legs, as you see here. You would have a little bit there, so it would highlight and basically trim around because the sun is hitting directly that way. Now that's a basic form of it. Now it gets a little bit more complex depending on what you have. buildings or anything like that. So now what we would do, like say for example, if we don't want to do that and we want to shade how I normally would shade a character. Okay. Now I wouldn't care about where the sun is at because I'm not caring about that. How I taught myself and my style of art is I'm more of the defining points of the actual caricature or whatever it is that I'm drawing. I'm trying to emphasize on that more than I am worried about where the perspective is at and all of those things. So let's say that I have a person here, and we'll put a little bit more detail into this character so that way I can kind of explain this a little bit better. So let's say that he's got this, body's there, and we got him a shirt. Okay, he's got a little shirt, got a little, short sleeve there, and then we got the little pants. All right, we got ourselves a little dude here. He's got himself a little curly Q for the hair, and then we got a little bump. There, okay, there we go. So he's got a little mohawk with the curly Q, and then we'll erase this. So we got ourselves a little guy. All right. So what we're going to do here is erase all of this, and now we're going to show how we would. There we go. Bang. Okay. Now this is how I would shade all of this. Okay. First things first is that I'm going to go against the hairline, and I'm going to just outline where it's at, because you want an outline of the head, and then the curly Q, you want to shade all that in. So now that gives a shadow, and it's going to look like it's casted from the front, but it's not really casted from anywhere. It's an optical illusion. Okay. You would also shade in a little bit on the side, kind of give it a slight bit of definition. And what's happening here is your brain, if you've been trained to look at artwork in a more traditional way, your brain is trying to figure out the absent space. The absent space is what's going to make it pop. So that's why people who are trained more professionally in this and they look at my art, they don't understand what's happening here. But you got the shadow of the head, you got the shadow of the neck. We'll even go as far as I'll draw a face so you can actually see like a nose. Like if he had a nose here, how the shadowing of the nose, you don't even have to do much with that. It would literally be tracing where the eye line is at, and then around the nose, and then the same thing on this side. You would just trace where the eye socket is at. Now you got your definition of your face. Okay, very simple. From here, what I would do is I would just shade in the neck a little bit, give it a little bit of shading here so it looks like it's got more depth, and then trace around the neck of the shirt. Not too heavy, but just enough. Do the same thing around the rim of the shirt so it looks like, okay, you're wearing a shirt and it's casting a slight bit of shadow. So there, we got that. Okay. Now from this point, we'll probably do a little bit larger, take up some more space. So we would just do it like that. Kind of give it the underarm, kind of trace it there, a little bit here, and there we go. Now we got the shirt, okay? So it's standing out more, okay? Now we get to the pants. All right, how are we going to do this? Well, first things first is that you're going to just trace the inside of the pants, because that's not going to have much light. And then once we do that, then we can cast a shadow from foot to foot. So it shows that they're standing there, and then you would just fill in the middle section, and then there you go. Now you got the man standing there, and then we would drag it down a little bit to the hand, drag it a little bit up to the wrist, and then there you go. And that's how I would shade a character. Now you have the definition. It looks a little tacky, but if I added other stuff, like say for example, it doesn't look like, oh man, that makes much sense, because that just looks a little tacky and a little cheap. Or some people might say, oh, that's amateur or something. Okay, now I couldn't see that, but let's say that we get in here and we start doing a little bit more definition. Like say that we do a little definition with the pants, show that it's got a little crease, a little crease here, there, got a little crease for the shoe. We'll do a little bump here, a little bump there. We'll show that there's like, little wrinkles in the shirt, like so. You know, a little that, a little this. So now we got little wrinkles and a little definition. We got little things going on. Okay, we even can do a little bit in the hair. You know, different things like that. There, well, we'll just spoof it up a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. There. Okay, now we got that. Okay, now this is going to make more sense if we go and shadow this all in. We can then go through and bring this down, and then we can hit the crevices. And this yet again will cause another optical illusion, which will make it look like it's standing out more. You basically shade inside the areas that you just drew. So you see here, you just darken it up a little bit on the back end, make it a little light to dark. Now that looks like that's kind of wrinkle is poking out more. You work on the back end, give a little shading, work on the under part, over part, etc. There you go. So now you got that. You got that kind of basis. You got this. You got a little bit more definition. Okay, there's that. You can even bring it down a little bit. You can, you know, however you want. You can just try it out. Try different things. You know, the whole thing with shading is that you want to give it a little bit more definition. So there we go. We got that. We can do the under part there, and then we do the under part here. Okay, and then you do around the pants at the bottom. You see. All right, and then we got that. You increase it. You know, well, and if you're using a pencil, it's a little bit different. Pencil is a little bit different. You can get more detail with a pencil than you can with like doing digital. Digital, you got to do a lot of layering and a lot of things like that. You have to have a lot of stuff preset, pens preset, a whole bunch of stuff. But if you're using a pencil, you can just shade it, use your thumb, use a piece of paper. I mean, there's been times I've used a thumb. I've used anything from tissue paper to, you know, literally wetting my thumb and just scraping it to get the shading just right. So you can do many different things with it. And then from here, you got everything basically ready to go. You're all set. You know, you give it a little definition here, a little bit of that, just a tad bit of that, boom. And that's how I normally shade. You know, I just go around the area to kind of highlight it, to give it whatever it needs, and there you go. Now you got the little guy, he's standing there, and then from here, if you want to give it more perspective, you can. And what I mean by that is that you can bring that down, and then you make this larger. Let's say that the sun is coming from this area. So from there, we would just you see? Now we did a mixture of both. You have the emphasis that I do, and then you have the highlight here. And then, you know, you also have the highlight of the shadow here. It doesn't have to be very much, but just enough to show that there is something like a figure of some sort there. And there you go. Now you have a shadow. You have shading, shadow, perspective, horizon. You see all of this. These are the basic fundamentals of drawing a picture, pretty much. Okay? So I want to take a second here, take a sip of water, and let you guys ask any questions if you have any while we're doing this. Take a minute break here, and I hope you guys are enjoying the me teaching. I'm, you know, don't know if I'm that good of a teacher, you know, but I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. I feel like I can explain it, you know. I try to explain it in a way that everybody can easily understand, not be very convoluted with technique, because that's something you're going to learn on your own. You're going to learn on your own, just like how everybody knows how to tie their shoe, but you do it differently than I do. Some of you may tie Velcro shoes. And if you're doing that, well, I hope the best of luck to you. because you're doing it wrong. But anyways, you might do it and be fine. Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. Yes, I put a lot of work into this. This is my craft, my career. This is what I do. This is what I am. I'm an artist. So, yeah, thank you, Sean. Yeah, I still have some of my old work. I might show it one day, post up some of my old artwork, let you guys see where I came from and what I can do now. You'll be blown away to see how bad. I say it looks bad, but everybody has to start somewhere. But I'll show you how amateur it looked. Very man, you couldn't even tell half the time what was what, because I mean they were. I want to see if I can draw anything like that before. How I used to, I should say, real quick. And we got about 10 minutes. I don't want to go too long, unless if you guys want to keep going. If you tell me how long you want to go, because I can keep going. I was going to do about a solid hour. Don't want to keep everybody too long, but let's just go on ahead and just bring up a new page. Let's do that. Let's do this. Here we go. All right. I'm going to try to dig deep into my memory and see if I can draw the way I used to. Okay. So a lot of times it was started off with the chin, the boxy chin, like that. The neck would be somewhat bulky and big, so it would be like this. And then the arms were always, see, you keep it basic and easy to understand. Thank you. Thank you very much, Demetra. And then the arm, I didn't have no definition, so it would be like that. That would be kind of, yeah, no, I need a bigger pen. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So it would be something like this for the arms. I'm not joking. It would look rough like this. And then, like, I would have the arms, and then the body would be just, that's the torso. Okay. And then it's like, oh man, we're going to draw ourselves like a DBZ character. So I would just draw the big bulky ass arms like this. It had no definition. No, it didn't make any sense. It would look similar to this, just real blunt. And then from that point, I would do the little, do this, do that. And then we would do the whole box hand, like that. It would look like this. Okay? Yeah, this is rough shit. And then I didn't even have the curvature for the legs. I didn't even have that when I first began. I would be like bump and then just like that, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, Goku or somebody would wear like a band around their waist, so it would be like this, and then I would just draw a ball, and then that karate belt, and then the pants. Yeah, well, that's how I used to draw JoJo. Yeah, he had the inflatable arms, and then I couldn't even understand the ears. Ears sucked, so ears were just like... Actually, I didn't even draw ears. So it would be like this, and then, of course, the hair, I couldn't figure it out, so it would be all like... Yeah. Yeah, tiny legs before finishing the tiny... Yes, exactly. Thank you, Sloth. Yeah, and then I have that, and then he would have like that nose, and then this. And then this would be the chest. It would be all chest, big chest, and then the whole, and then the abs. And then I would be like, yeah, that's Goku. And, and then I would do that with the pants. Very, very sharp lines. There was no finesse when I first figured it out. Okay? I was drawing stuff like this. Like, oh man, once I figured out, like, oh, yeah, I can figure out how to draw the curvature in the pants to make it look like a wrinkle. Then I was just hard, boom, boom, that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then I would just boom, boom, and then it'd be real sharp pants. Like these pants could cut somebody in half. Like I just, there was no definition at all. And then like it would just have the V crotch, and then that would be basically it. Okay, that's how I started off. Yeah, with a big hole in his chest. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then I got this. So that's how it would start off. That's how it would start off. And then the eyes were terrible. Eyes were like, he looked like he had a stroke. Like it wouldn't even be in proportion. Sometimes they would be all janky and cockeyed and be like, this is so and so, and he's like, Argh! And he's looking like that, and it would look like this, and I thought it was great. And then and stuff was just real janky and bad. His mouth would be open, all gaped open, like some N64 messed up character, and I'd be like, oh, that's Goku, and then I didn't know about how to do fire or any of that stuff, so it would be all like, and all that stupid mess. That's how I started drawing. Okay, we have all seen what I can do, how I can draw, all of that. Now I'll give you a little something. See there's that. I didn't know how to shade or shadow or any of that back then. So this is how I used to shade. If you really want to know, I used to just do something like that. That would be it. Or I wouldn't even shade at all. It would be something either. A lot of my pictures didn't have any shading because I didn't even understand how that was done. Okay. Now, everybody has a starting point. Okay. I drew that to show you guys this. You can start anywhere. Okay. But if you have a passion for art, don't listen to naysayers. Okay. They're saying something because they wish that they had the ability to do what you want to do and try to do. Okay. If you can draw and if you enjoy doing it, if there is anything I can teach any of you involving with anything I do involving with art, is do it because you enjoy to do it, and don't listen to anybody telling you you can't. Okay? Because you can do anything that you want to. You can draw, you can paint, anything that has creativity. You have a creative mind, you have a creative personality, you want to make something, you can do it. If they tell you you can't, they suck and they can't do it. Period. That's just it. It's like someone riding a bicycle. You ride a bike. That's stupid. That's dumb. Well, maybe they have 2 left feet or they don't have any toes. Who knows? They can't do what you're doing. So even if you draw like what I just showed you here, even if you're drawing like that and you want to continue, keep doing it. Because what will happen is it'll go from being this, as soon as this sucker goes away, because I don't want to pull up a new page. I don't feel like it. It probably would have been easier just to pull up a new page. Okay? Because I haven't drawn any DBZ characters in a while, so don't hold it against me. But I want to just shoot from the hip. It'll go from that to something like this. And I'm just drawing this from freehanded from memory. Yes, it's Super Saiyan. See? Oh, you want me to do a lesson on painting? I'll get to that. we'll paint. Painting is going to be fun. I hope you guys are going to be ready for that. Because I want to do painting. I want to do a lesson on painting. And then we could do some Bob Ross shit. And that's going to be really fun. And you can get a canvas anywhere. You can get it at the Dollar Tree. You can get a canvas at Walmart. Hey, man, look. A lot of my art materials come from Walmart. I mean, I've been, getting started is nothing wrong with getting your stuff at Walmart. It's cheap, it's easy to get, they have it, it's easy to obtain, it's good to start off with. And then once you feel comfortable, then invest in getting some better stuff. If you got $20 or $30, get you some equipment and we'll be ready to go. And you got stuff like this now where you can just, Super Saiyan. And see, I learned a different perspective with the arms. So, you ain't got to worry about all of that. And then we got the whole, But now I know how to do the hands and the feet and all that kind of shit the right way. And there we go. Oh. And see, that's the other part too I hate about these little triggers on the actual pen itself, because you can accidentally hit them. And I'm rushing this. I'm not putting a lot of detail into it or anything, but I'm just rushing it so you guys can see that, even if I am doing a rush job and I'm doing this, you can tell that it's still got some basis of the original way I did draw, but it's a little bit more detail. But you can go from what I did before to getting to a novice level of this to be able to get how you want it to look. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so sick and tired of that shit. All right, here we go. You got that pants, under part of the pants. Really haven't drawn any Dragon Ball Z characters in a long time. And then we can get crazy with it, because now we can start doing stuff like the detail and the different stuff like that, and pants, and because they all wear the same type of gi pants, so it's not hard. All of them wear the same kind of pants, so you ain't got to really worry about one Dragon Ball Z character wearing different pants in comparison to others. They all wear the same damn shit, nothing different. And then you got muscle detail and all that stuff, and then you got your stuff here for his energy, energy, dot, 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 boom, there. So you saw where it was, and then later I started doing stuff like this. Okay, makes sense, looks more like him, has more of an idea of what he looks like, and then if you want to go back to what we were originally doing today, now how would I shade this? You see, I came back to where we first started. So how would I shade this? This is how I would shade him. Okay, you got your little muscle here, boom. Then you got your little outside muscle, bang. And then you got the little inside of the arm, boom, boom, boom. And then you got the pants, bang, bang. There you go. And then you come over the top, okay? And then from here, you would just take over the whole side. You see what's going on here? The muscles, under muscle, bring it down, okay? There you go, there you go. Then you come into the under muscle part here. There's that part, bring it down. There you go. Now you got his hand. Does this make sense? You see how you got all of this coming together, and then bang, you got that, the pants. All right, we got that section. We bring this here. You already got that definition there. We bring that there, bang, and then you just come through and then pick and choose where you want to go. And you see everything is boldly sticking out at you. And that's the emphasis that I go for. I don't try to go for it where it makes a lot of sense and, oh, well, it's coming from here. I mean, you can, but that's what I'm talking about. I want it to look like it's got depth and the illusion of depth. All art is an optical illusion, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Once you figure out how to manipulate the human eye, it looks different. There you go. That's not what I wanted to do. That's stupid. Why did that come up? Go away. I hate that. Windows 10 sucks. I could rant all night about that. Stupid technology. Anyways, there you go. There's Goku. And I shaded him. And he looks basic. You know, you can tell who he is, what's going on. Oh, well, that's a little simple and basic. What about more detail? What about more emphasis? I love making jokes about this because there are people that I talk to on a basis, and they're like, they sound like that, you know. Not that they're bad people or anything, but you know, we all know if you are good at your craft, and then someone there's a difference between telling somebody something to help them and then just being a naggy Nancy or you know, a stubborn Steve. You know, you got people that want to do that kind of mess. Okay, fine, we'll entertain it. We got to drop this down very, very lightly, okay? And then you just come through with the basic overlay. If you want to do a black and white, especially with like mangas and other things like that, you would come through lightly with the shading, lightly with the shadow, especially if you're doing mangas and it's in black and white. You want to do it like that, and then everything else in the background, you would just make it a little bit thicker, and then you would just leave that alone. And then there you go. You would boom, 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 boom. There. Now you got the detail around. There you go. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to really do too much. You already hit those pinnacle points. So then you would just highlight the outside of it. What about right here? Just darken that up. Boom. Boom. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there. Another pass by, easy little pass by, you know, a little bit there. All of this would be the same. A little bit on the shoulder, some there, some on the hair. And then, of course, that would be all different, you know, color and stuff. And then there you go. And now it stands out. Because here's the thing. With his energy bowing up like that, it's actually would light up in the front. Like the back part of his body would be shadowed out like it is, because all that energy, it would be lighter in the front, because you would just see him in a silhouette kind of deal. So, that is the basis of how you would shade. I mean, it's one of those things that you just have to play around with. Because shading and other things like perspective and all of that and making a character, these are things that you have to just practice at. These are just the basics of what's going on. Repetition. That's all it is. Anytime you have a chance, draw, get a sketchbook. Hold on. I'll show you, because I have one and I just put it up. Let me get it. Where did I put it? 1 second. You can see the back of my jacket. Well, isn't that just dumb? Well, I have a small sketchbook, and I put it away because I was cleaning up. But anyways, it's about yay big. It ain't really that big. Actually, I tell you what. It's about the size of this right here. It's about the size of one of these. You can get you one of these. Real simple. Just carry it around with you, sketch in it, put it in your purse, your pocket, you know, wherever you're at, doodle, sketch, you know, fill it up, but don't throw it away. Not, you know, you don't want to throw away your work, because the more you do it, the more you can actually start referring back. Okay, well, I did it this way. Let me try doing it this way. Like I'm looking at my character here, and yeah, see, that man is ready. But you see, like, the more I was doing it, it's like, okay, I can do this. Okay, I can do that. I can change this. I can change that. Different little things. So the more that you look at them, you'll be able to do things like this picture here. This used to take me back in the day maybe 2-3 hours to draw this. Okay? I did this in what? Less than 5 minutes? Because now it's just muscle memory. I can do this without even trying. Hell, I draw stuff like this whenever I go to a restaurant, just sitting there waiting for someone to come. Like that restaurant Macaroni Grill where they would have the paper on the table and stuff. I would draw stuff that was crazy on there. I think the coolest thing I ever drew on there was I drew what's her name? Lulu from Final Fantasy X. I drew Lulu and I just did a face. I did her face, the hair, drew all that, signed it, and then we left, and this guy tore it off and was like, here, I can't leave this here to just be thrown away. I told him just keep it. I didn't even care. I just did it because they were busy, and they gave us crayons. They gave us crayons, and I had a pen in my pocket, and I'm like, I'm going to just draw. So, anywhere that you can do it, do it. Anywhere. It's like working out. You can do it any chance you get a chance to. Go on ahead and try it. So yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and let you guys ask any questions or talk about anything. We'll take a little bit of time. I'll say we'll probably, talk for another 20 minutes maybe, and then I'll cut loose. But yeah, I'll look at the chat. I want to catch up with the chat, and we'll see what's going on here. Let's see. One of these days I think I might turn into the new Bob Ross. There needs to be another Bob Ross out there. Not saying that there aren't people out there that are talented enough to be able to do stuff right now, but, Bob Ross had a very different finesse to doing things, of working on things and how he explains stuff. So I feel like I'm pretty decent at it, so I'm going to try. I'm trying my best, So let's see here. Any questions? You can ask anything you want to about the artwork, or if you want to know about me, which, okay, I can tell about myself since, I guess, I've been doing this for a while. We'll do a quick Q&A if you guys want to, so that way you guys can get to know who the artist Mad Mel is, because, there are some people out there that are subscribed that don't even know me, and don't know anything about me. I kind of explained that. Let's see. All right. Well, thank you very much, Demetra, for coming in, and good luck with whatever you got to do. Thanks for stopping by. If let's see, I'm trying to think. What's a good topic? Well, we could try, like, what kind of music do I like? We can do that. Well, I'll start off with what kind of music, and then I'll let you guys that are watching, you guys ask a couple of questions. I'll give some answers, and then we'll go with that. All right. Okay, let's see, JoJo, what do you got? Who wins the fight? And Goku or Superman? Both are bloodlusted and want to kill. Okay, here's the question. Are they in our solar system or a different one? Because the reason being, Superman's only strong with our sun. Goku doesn't have that limitation. So if it's in our planet, in our solar system, I don't know. It might be Goku, because Goku can push faster in his power. The harder he fights, the stronger he gets. Superman is limited by the different radiation of the sun. So if he finds a larger, powerfuler sun than what we have, then he might surpass Goku. But if we're just using the sun that's in the Milky Way galaxy, Goku may kill him. Goku, now, it's going to be a damn big-ass fight. Yeah, it's going to be a terrible fight. It almost may come to a draw. But Goku gets stronger with him getting hurt. So that's where it would have to kind of, you would have to find that mid ground. Where are they fighting? Where are they at? Okay, Goku is going to want to fight as high as power. So, okay. Here's the next question. Okay, I would say probably it would almost be a draw depending on how high Goku gets in his power. See, Superman has a limitation. Now, if we're talking about Rebirth Superman, when he was fully reborn after Doomsday killed him, and he was in the black Superman suit, yeah, now that's a damn even fight. He may actually kill Goku, because Superman doesn't actually kill people. He has that true justice. No, he doesn't push himself past that. That Superman didn't have any of that. He didn't have that empathy for life. He didn't care. He was just a murderous machine. So if we're saying that, I would say that Superman would kill him. He would go out of his way to destroy him. He would probably even take Goku as far as putting him into the sun to destroy every cell in his existence. Now, Goku couldn't withstand the heat of the sun. I think that's absolutely absurd, because nobody's ever thrown Goku in the sun that I know of. And that's, I don't even know the degree of what the sun would be, but it's hot enough that he would die. So I would say Superman, if he was in black Superman form after he was reborn after Doomsday, yeah, he would kill Goku. If they were nowhere else on Earth, or even here, and he was somewhere else with a different sun, Goku probably would just murk his ass and it would be over with. So, at least that's what I think. So, good question, JoJo. That was really good. I like that. Anybody else got one? Or anything else? My hand's a little stiff. Carrying a lot of stuff in the grocery store and jam my thumb. Zombie Superman. Yeah, Zombie Superman, that's a whole different... Okay, so zombie anything is terrifying, because they don't... It's all instinct. There's no personality. Like, the personality is what gives the basis of, like, good or evil, right or wrong. If you're a zombie, you're just murdering, because that's all you can do. And if and that would also be weird too, because how would he turn into a zombie exactly? Because his body works different than ours. Like, the only way that I could think of with Superman being able to turn into a zombie is, first he would have to be, like, badly injured with kryptonite, making him very, very weak. And then being turned undead with magic, because he has no natural defense against that. If it was a virus, it wouldn't last. His body would just destroy it. Even with kryptonite weakening him, his body and everything about him would destroy that. But if he was turned, like, undead with magic, that would probably be the only way Superman would be able to be turned into a zombie. And it's funny, I know that much about Superman. I'm not even a big fan of Superman, to be honest with you. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate now. I know probably my views are going to drop to 0 and everybody's going to unsubscribe from me because I don't like Superman. It's not the fact that I don't particularly care for him, like he's a terrible superhero. It's just, there's a lot of emphasis on him, but he's very strong. He's only strong with certain things. And there's certain parts about it with him that kind of gets overlooked. It's like, okay, well, what about the sun's not directly on him? And it's like, well, the radiation is still there. That's how he gains his strength. Okay, we'll entertain that. He can't defend against magic, so he's fast and he can adapt. Okay. There's small little things. I mean, he's not terrible, but there's other people out there, like, I don't know. I like Spawn. I like Venom. That's my go-to team. So, I like them. I can't help it. That's my team. That's my squad. I go for them. But yeah. Anybody else got something? Or anything they want to ask? I might draw something while we're working on this. I might just doodle around and make something. Yeah, everybody thinks of him as an unbeatable character, when basically every member of the Justice League could beat him. I mean, yeah, possibly. Very, very possible. I mean, the only person that I could say that could beat everybody in the Justice League, we all know this. Every one of us know this if you read comic books or anything like that. We all know Batman has the capability, but Batman's very easy to be able to break too, because all you gotta say is, well, Mom and Dad, and then throw a rose on the ground, and he's like, Alfred, no! And he'll probably just come completely apart. He would come completely apart, So, Batman ain't that damn strong either. You just gotta break him the right way. Let's see. Who is my all-time anime pro tag? Okay, let's see. Okay, I want to ask you this so this way I have a basis to run off of. Are we talking about series, or are we just talking about like an OVA kind of thing, or just it doesn't matter? Worth to read 6 issues. I'll check it out, JoJo. Let's see. Like Flash. Time traveling. Flash could. I could see that. Let's see. I'm gonna look up here. Okay. Damn. I don't have a. Let's do both. Okay. I'm looking at my wall of amazement because I got a very big plethora of anime. Okay. I would say Captain Harlock. Captain Harlock probably is my favorite character. He would have to be number 1. Captain Harlock. If any of you are familiar with Captain Harlock or anything involving with the Harlock series or the Yamato series or Galaxy Express 39, you have seen him. He's a space pirate. He's associated with the ship. God, my brain is just thinking of 2 different things right now. But his ship. He's tied to a ship. He can't die. Him and the ship are connected, and he's basically the space pirate of the Void. He uses Void capabilities. This thing can literally come out of pure shadow. He has like a shadow drive, and it's amazing. He's a very interesting character. He's got so many people involved in his life, but each individual person that has been in his life and has died, their soul, because they're associated with that ship and they've been a part of his crew, that when you pass over and die, you become a part of that ship, which makes that ship stronger. So that ship is everybody that he's ever been in service with, but also, it's also they're giving that ship strength. There's a very interesting symbiote bond. That would be number 1. And I'm gonna have to say D. I'm gonna go for both of them. D. Both Harlock and Vampire Hunter D. Those are my 2. Those would be my 2. If you ever get a chance to read any of the mangas or the actual books of Vampire Hunter D, that character is phenomenal. The pain that he has to deal with being a Dampil, a Daywalker, and him killing his own kind and not showing any remorse, but all of them asking the same question: why do you kill us? Why do you kill us? And the fact that the situation that happened with his mother dying and Dracula being the asshole that he is, I don't want to feel anything, and I take off, and then he just sits in a castle and mope, and then go slaughter people, and then mope, and then go to sleep for 1,000 years. That ain't really that good, but yeah, it's just how D just pushes through and doesn't listen to anything, and he has his own drive and purpose. Let's see. Speaking of Flash, a good demonstration would be how he draws speed effects like the speedster type character. Yeah, Flash isn't that bad. I haven't read up much on the Flash. I know that he is extremely fast. He can change time. He can reverse time, do all that kind of stuff. So I know that that's pretty neat. Let's go on ahead. I want to draw something and let's make something cool. What are we going to do? I want to use a model. I want to do something here. I have a model that I haven't used yet, a little pose, and I'm just going to do a brief overview of these little models. Okay, so we're going to put a little chibi man here, but a little small dude. I'll change his size. We'll scale him up. Okay, so I'm going to explain this because there was a viewer that was here that asked me about a week or so ago. I think it was last week or whatnot, or the week before. He mentioned something about me using the 3D models and trying to draw without them. Okay, so I'm using these more now because the fact that I actually have a rig that can handle this. Like before, I had mediocre equipment at best. I didn't have a video card that could even pull these up. All that it would just basically be this. Okay, and I'll show you. It would just be something like this. Just nothing. I would bring it, drop it onto the screen, and if I did have anything, if there was anything at all, it would just be nothing. It would just be the bar and no character because it couldn't even render it. So, yes, I'm very excited to have this type of ability now. And I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm going to use it as much as I want to because I'm having a great time and having fun with it. So let's find something that we can use that would be an interesting pose. And the cool thing about these is that you can use these to do many different things. Like if you have poses, you have bases of characters, which are like these here. And then you have different poses where you can make them do different things. Like I'm trying to find something decent here. Get on some kind of interesting pose. Here we go. I'm draw up that. Boom. Look at that. Spiffy. He's a little spiffy man. So now we got him. We got him in a pose. And now we go here. All this is just a reference. I don't use this as a crutch. I could do it without it. I don't need it. It's not a necessity. It's something I like to use. So, I'm going to give them this. Give them a little bit of that. There we go. It's got a big ass head. That's a big head. Look at that head. That's a huge head. And sometimes I don't get it exactly right, and that's fine. But I like to be able to pose because this keeps me from having to spend an hour sitting there like, oh my goodness. Because I don't want to do the same old T pose all the time. That gets a little tacky. You know, the T pose can get a little like, oh man, what is this? What's going on here? Why am I doing this? And every picture doesn't have any type of real definition going on. It's just real basic and bland. And nobody wants to see a basic and bland picture all the time. I mean, even just starting out, you don't want it to be basic and bland all the time. You want to have a little definition. I don't even care about that. You know, sometimes I have flaws, and it's okay to have flaws. You know, flaws give it character. There we go. All right. I like these questions. If you guys have some more, please, by all means. I'm watching the chat. I just have to keep myself a little entertained because, you know, like a large majority of us, because we're all like 80s, 90s kids. That thumb looks like absolute shit. We all got mild ADD. There ain't nothing wrong with it. We're all on that. You know, and it's fine. I just have to keep myself occupied. That, and I had a lot of fucking coffee today. A lot of coffee. But if you guys want to, instead of answering questions, I can just sit here and talk about I can give the Mad Mel rant of the day, which isn't bad. It's not anything bad. But if you guys wanna hear that, go on ahead and just throw a number 1 in the chat there. If we get more than 3 number 1s, I'll do my little rant of the day. And we can have some fun with that if that's what you want to hear. But I will let you guys know I might make a button of this guy. So we're gonna do a rework of the shop. There's some stuff I need to do on that, but I think I might keep this little fella here, and we might make him. Oh, we got a number 1. We got 1. What else do we got? We got another one. Any of you guys? Come on now. Come on now. You know you want a story. You know you want Mel story time. Don't be silly. I know there's a little latency. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. All right. We got 2. All right, we got 3. Okay. All right. I went to the store today. I had to run some errands. Just out there living my life. I had to run to the store. I'm driving. I'm paying attention. Okay. There's this idiot in front of me in a pickup truck. Now, if you know me, you know what I'm about to get at. If you don't know me, I'm going to explain this. I don't have a problem with trucks, okay? I'm going to stop what I'm doing to explain this. I do not have a problem with trucks. I want a pickup truck. But there is a mentality of people that are out there in this world that do not need to be behind the wheel of a truck. They have a very small T-Rex brain. And we're not talking about trainable brain. We're talking about like small little brain. Their brain. Okay? They get in the truck and they think that, oh man, I'm a badass. I'm in this big, huge vehicle. Blah, 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 blah. This asshole cuts me off. And instinctively, I went around him. Almost rear-ended him. I almost messed my car up. So I had to think fast, and I had to shoot the gap between another car and get around. So I didn't rear-end him, because not only did he come out and slow down, but he came out and immediately hit the brakes. So I almost just plowed into him. I get around him. I mean, I gave him a hearty middle finger. I mean, I gave it to him as hard as I could. That's why my thumb hurts, because I gave it to him as hard as I possibly could. Just, you know. And I get past him. And then we're going down the road. We went about a mile down the road. And this asshole decided he wanted to follow and get right up to me. I want to see what this man looks like that gave me the finger. And I looked at him, and he leaned over in his truck and was looking at me. And I just stared at him, and I gave him the finger again. And he almost hit a car. Because he was rubbernecking so hard, he didn't pay attention to a car hitting the brakes. And he was looking like, and he did that mess. I was perfectly fine. Okay? All I'm saying is that there are idiots out there that are driving that shouldn't be behind the wheel. There are dumbass people out there, and you guys got to be careful. Now, hopefully none of you guys are one of those dumbasses, but I'm telling you, there are tons of them out there. And it's getting tiresome. I am so tired of these people. It's like sensory awareness is not there. And one more thing. I also was in line trying to get me a sandwich at Hardee's. Because I haven't had Hardee's in a while. And I was like, why not? There was a car in front of me. I'm sitting in line. There was a lady that walked from a different building across the street. Now, when you have an apex of ignorance, you know, there's this thing that happens in the universe where two people of the same stupid mentality meet, and there's a pocket of time and space that just stops. This lady that was crossing the street wasn't even looking up. She was looking down. The lady that was in line was looking in her bag. She was looking down. Why in the world would you look in your bag and hit the gas? I don't know. Sounds like a dumb question to ask. Why would you do that? But she did. She hit the gas. Laid on it, too. Not even just lightly cruising through. She just... And the lady that was walking was standing in front of her car looking down. Both of them looking down. And they both looked up at the same time, and the woman slammed on the brakes. And the girl that was standing there that was walking in the middle of the street just stood there like a deer in the headlights. And I saw the woman that was driving, and she looked like a deer in the headlights. Now... it would have been a terrible situation if that girl got ran over. But how exactly... because I would have been a witness, unfortunately. And I would have been like, yeah, both of them were not even looking up. And she just crushed that woman. That would have been terrible. Why do I have to be put in that position? But that's what's going on. So yeah, that sucked. And I didn't like that. People are losing their minds and they're not paying attention. Sensory awareness. Be aware of everything around you. Just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. It's sad. Very sad. Anyways, we're going to finish this little guy. So, thank you for letting me share my story time with you. That was, it was something today. Such an event. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been through this. His head is just big. Damn, I got to redo something with this. Got a big ass head, man. He got that fucking RoboCop head. My name's Murphy. There's the back of my skull. You know, that's what he looks like. Yeah, wild people, man. They're just out there. They're just out there. They're just out there doing wild and crazy stuff. So, what are we gonna put? What are we gonna put on this man? What's he gonna wear? What's he gonna wear? And nothing weird. I don't want to see nothing weird on this man. Well, maybe weird. I don't care. Weird's fine. Let's see. And there we go. Now we take it away. That's simply what these models are for. Now I got the pose. He's there. Okay. So, I was thinking maybe some, what do you want to see? Do you want to see him in a suit? You want to see him in a different outfit? And I want to make this easy. I want to count to 3. Okay? I'm going to count to 3. And whoever types in his inner first is what I'm going to get for his outfit. Okay? So I want to count. I'm going to count slow. Okay? So this gives you a chance to type. All right? 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. Suit. Bam. Got you, Sean. Thank you. All right. We'll put him in a suit. Nice little suit. All right. Edgelord trench coat. Oh God. Are we talking about my lady kind of trench coat? Because I hate that. Oh man, that could get me burned. That could get me gassed up. That could get me so gassed up because the fact that those trench coats growing up were like the hot thing to have, and then you got these my lady men running around. That doesn't look right at all. I need to fix that. Got those dudes running around, and I absolutely hate the fact that they are running around in those type of trench coats, and it's like, you don't even understand what's going on. You have no clue what's happening right now. Like, this trench coat is amazing. Yeah, the whole My Lady uniform. Ugh. Why? What happened? Where did that come from? What happened there? I don't understand. I think it has to do a lot with I don't want to say anime did it, because I like anime. I don't want to say it like that. You know, that makes me feel kind of bad if I had to be like, oh man, anime did that, but did it help? Did it help? No. Sloth's dream. That's horrible. That's horrible, Zetarius. That's horrible. Sloth's outfit. I think Sloth would have a decent suit. I don't think he would wear a My Lady coat. I hope not. I hope you're still here, Sloth. I hope you wouldn't be wearing a My Lady coat. Would you? I had a fedora once in 9th grade. Sold it to a friend who wore Naruto. I was like, cloak every day. Never looked back. Smart man. I don't know. I can't say. I had a trench coat. Still have that trench coat. I mean, I can barely wear it. It would be plaid. Jesus, man. I hope not. Listen, Sloth, if you're still here, man, you need to say something. Would you wear a plaid trench coat? Okay, the fedora I can get past my character in Soul Calibur. Man, I know the character in Soul Calibur. What? Okay. I don't know, Sloth. That's rough. I don't want to, and it's not like I'm trying to be a bully, okay? I'm not trying to be a bully, but, you know, if you run around the fedora and that coat, that's rough, man. That's rough. I mean, there are ladies out there that like that. There's some ladies out there that like that. There are some people that like that kind of stuff, you know? I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do, fine. But, man, I don't think you're going to fare too well with finding somebody that wants to, like, be around full time with that going on. I mean, it's a possibility. It's a high possibility you could, but, woo, boy, that's going to be rough. But, I mean, I don't know. There are worser things than a My Lady outfit. There are much worse things than a My Lady outfit. Wait a minute. Dressed like a man. Yo, I'm trying to draw, man. I'm trying to draw, man. You can't do that to me. Talking about special ed lumberjack. Man. We mean this in good fun. Okay, we mean this in good fun. We're not trying to bully people, so I don't want anybody to think that we're just in here just beating up on people, even though it sounds like it. That's not the case. Okay, it's not the case. We're not just that type of assholes in here. You know, we're just having fun. You know, we're not doing anything critical or being mean. Don't do that. Ha! Man, you're being mean, Zentarius. You're being mean. Good Lord, you're being mean. Oh, man. But yeah, here we go. That's a nice looking suit there, if I have to say so myself. That's a nice suit. Get the little handkerchief. There we go. Little pockets. All right. I know. Shit. Damn it, I know that's what you were going to say. I knew you were going to damn right say that. I knew you were going to say that. Shit. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make the legs a little bit straighter here, because I ain't going to lie, okay? I want to be real with you guys. If I ever see anybody wearing a skinny leg suit, we're going to have a problem, okay? I may not be on here anymore because I may have done something really bad, not making any threats or suggestions or anything, but man, if you're wearing skinny leg pants, or if a man's wearing, like, I'm going to go on and say it. If you're a dude and you're wearing yoga pants and a suit jacket, please don't come around me. I'm not going to do anything bad, but I'm going to point you out. And I'm going to say, what are you doing? And I'm going to laugh at you. I'm not even going to lie. I want to be real because I want to be transparent with my audience. I'm going to laugh my ass off at that because that's going to look silly as hell. And especially if you got like one of those, you know, odd shaped bodies. Now most of us here, because I didn't put this for children, but we're grown. And even if you are watching this and you are in your teens and stuff, don't make fun of people because of this. Okay, just because of people's size, don't shame them because of their size. They can't do any better about that. But there are some people who have an odd body shape. Okay, I know I had to say that to say this. I know it's like, well, why did you say that, Mel? That's still doing the same thing. Well, you know, sometimes you gotta say like, I'm sorry, and then you say what you say, and I own up to it. Yeah, it's a little shitty to say it like that, but you know. Well, there are. You know, you got some people that have a very odd shape, and then they try to wear stuff like if you're top heavy and you're trying to wear like normal jeans, you know, like skinny jeans, that's not for you. Okay, I'm 6'9", and if I get caught wearing skinny jeans, I'm gonna look silly as fuck in that. Okay. I'm going to look silly because I have long, lanky ass legs and skinny pants. Okay? That's silly. That's silly. That's like me trying to drive a Geo Metro. That's dumb. But some people want to do that. You know, not saying that that's a bad thing, but you know, to each its own, I guess. All right, so we got the man here. We got the man. He is the man in the suit. The man in the suit. Look at that. All right. Yeah, right. The real 6ix9ine. Yeah. Yeah, not that silly man. Let's see. What are we going to give him? We'll give him a widow's peak. We're going to make him almost look like one of those villain type characters. There we go. We'll give him a little. There it is. Sinuses are bad. So bad. Here we go. Give him the slick back. We're going to give him the slick back like they have in the books for like D&D characters and stuff, you know, real suave looking hair, and then it comes down and then around and down and then back up and then around and down and then oh yeah, I can't forget the Japanese influence curl. Yeah, we got that. And then the top curl. I know everybody's like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Oh, he did it. He did it. But we don't need that because he needs his hair to be smooth. There it is. How's that? Like that so far? Liking it? I like it. It's looking good. He looks good. Looks real good. Bam. There you go. And then we'll give him a couple of knuckles. There we go. Alright. And now the fun part. We zoom in. And then we give him the eyes. My favorite part right here. Working on this. Here we go. Thank you. There we go. Now we're going to give him thicker eyebrows. I'm going to give him the arch brows. This is an interesting brush. This is actually this brush is used for like definition in certain pieces. So like you can change the angle and it will put the line down and then it will change it. Like I can do an eye here or I can do an eye here, and then you see there's a difference. But I think I'm going to do a large iris. I think. There we go. But no. And then another thing we're going to do later on is eyes, because eyes, there's many different ways to do eyes, and you can do eyes in many different shapes, sizes. You can do an anime style like this, you know, put the little bump there, and then you got your little bloop, and then the bloop, and then your little bloop there, and there you go. They're typical anime eye. And then we'll just put the iris there. This angle is always silly trying to do this, but you just leave it there and kind of do that. So there we go. We got that. Got the bop. And then we will do this. So what is he? Just a regular guy in a suit smiling? Or is he a vampire? What is he, Sean? Since we got that. Or no, hold on. We'll give somebody else a chance, Sean. You picked the clothes. So what kind of person is this? Is he a vampire? Is he a regular person? Is he old Joe, silly man? You know, what are we looking here? What is he? Let me know. I'll let the first person that types something in there, I'll go with it. We'll go with that. Make it a fair opportunity. And while that is going, I have been looking into something else for the show. Um, if everything goes according to plan, I will be able to Demon Soul Trafficker. Okay, that'll work. I have been looking at um, being able to dual stream, where I can actually stream on either YouTube like I am now, um, and also be able to stream on Twitch and possibly Facebook. That is something that is in the works. So deals with commodities of human souls. Okay. All right. No. Let's see. Commodity of human souls. Oh, look at that. Look at that grin. That grin is something else. That grin almost feels like razor blades. Yeah, that's possible. It has the ability. So what I use is I use Streamlab, and it has the ability to be able to do multiple streams. So I mean, it's a possibility I could probably do that on multiple platforms. But like I said, it's something in the works. I'm working on it. Like most things, it's always a subscription to something. So that's what we're looking at. But yeah. So, all right. And we want to do souls. So, if you guys don't mind hanging on a little bit, I can let's see. I got something. Haven't used this yet, but oh, maybe I can't. Okay, well, that's fine too. I don't need that. Let's see here. All right. Oh, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I got something. Believe me, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this a lot. I'm gonna work my finesse here because I got some neat brushes and some interesting tools to use, and I am very excited to use these. This gives me a good reason to use them. Bang, right? No. Damn. I really got to turn that off. Okay. There we go. So, let's see. We got anything else to talk about or we want to talk about? Because I want to try to keep you guys entertained because I can just sit here and just doodle and sit in silence and I don't want to do that, you know. So, I'm watching the chat, so if anybody's got anything that they want to talk about or have anything that they want to talk about or say during the show, go on ahead. And you know, definitely having a community here is nice to have. I'm glad that you guys came to watch and everybody's having a good time. And we are about to have something really cool here. So the background I guess I'll have to figure out something. Let's see. I think I spelled that right. Trying to draw it. But we need to have the smoky effect. We need smoky. I just want to put that there because I might type it. But, here it is. Here we go. But that's the wrong one. Yep, cool. Cool. I need that thinner. That ain't it. Where is it? There we go. Thickness needs to go down just a little bit. Alright. That still ain't it. That might not. Where did I move it? Oh my god. This is the reason why I will say don't just throw shit anywhere, because you might need it and then it makes no damn sense. Okay, here it is. This is what I needed. Alright, that's the one. Alright, there we go. That's it. That's shit. Why are you acting like that? Don't do that to me. No. I don't want to do that. This might be it. Some of these brushes I haven't used. I just downloaded them because I need them for... Oh, that's it. This one isn't a snap together. Nope, that one's not a snap together, which is great. Okay. Alright. There we go. Now we got the beginning part. There we go. Is that more of what you were looking for? Okay. Okay. That's not it. Ah, there it is. This is it. Shit, how's this thing work? Nope, that ain't how. No. This thing is stupid. No shit. That's how that works? That's nuts. I should have played with this before we started doing this. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was going to do all that shit. Okay. It doesn't need to be there. It needs to be right here. There. There's that. Here we go. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. And get that opaqueness up a little bit. There it is. Ah. That's pretty. I wish I didn't put that trash can right there. That's very dumb. I don't like that. Alright, here we go. Alright. And now, let's see. Oh, I got chains. I got straps. Oh, I got chains. I got straps. I got a lot of stuff. So we got that. And then I got another brush I have not used. Yes. This. Yeah, you like that? You like that? We getting somewhere? We getting somewhere now? Please tell me if we're getting close. I want to know if we're getting close. Yes? Okay. So maybe we should do this. You guys like this? Teach a little bit, and then for the last, I don't know, hour, I'll draw something, and then we can do that. Draw and chat. You like that? Is that a good idea? Let's see. Let's see if I can use this. All right, we got 2 yeses for that. Cool. Got another yes. All right. Well, then that is what we will do. Bang. Okay, that's enough there. And then we'll amp it up a little bit here. Yes. Yes. There we go. Yes. Yes. There is no such thing as no. There is only the yes. Look at that. This is very neat. I like this. Yeah, so this is what we'll do. This is the new form here, class. I will draw a picture at the end of the lesson, and what we will do then is I'll let you guys, whoever is in the chat, we'll play a game and let you guys come up with an idea of what you want to see drawn, and I will draw it, and then that's how we'll do this. Cool. I like this. I like you guys interacting. Look at that. That's sexy. All right. Now we got ourselves something here, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got something. I'm going to give him, before I forget, what is that? You ain't doing shit until you have red bottoms, right? That's how it goes. Look at this motherfucker right here. He thinks he's tough. He's like, you want to buy a soul kit? I got what you need. I got Smokey here. Look at old Smokey. You want to buy Smokey? That's how I think he would sound. Hey, come here. I got an offer proposition for you. I got a proposition for you. Check this out. This guy right here, he is ready to go. He is ready to go. Oh no, I want to make him very pale, because that's gross gray. No, I didn't want that. There we go. Hey, come here, guy. Let me show you something here. I got a premium soul. Are you souling yet? I don't think that you got the right type of equipment here, my guy. This is what you need, my man. You need this flaming soul right here. I don't think that that's legal. Is that? Don't worry about it. I got all the correct paperwork. I promise. Yeah, that's the kind of guy right here. That's what this guy is. He's one of those dudes. Oh man. Let's see. I am missing something that. Oh yes, that too. Hold on. Yes, that is exactly how to chew 5 gum feels. Gum. Oh, here we go. Now, where in the fuck is that other brush? There's another brush I have here that's like a blending brush, but I have to find it because I think I misplaced it. Nope, that says blend. There it is. Ah. Gum gum. Yes. That's it. Okay. I need that jagged fire, but I need to do this on the inside. Ha! It's one of the members of Slipknot. It's fine. He's not having a bad time. He's okay. He's all right. He's just hanging out. Here we go. Is this it? Oh, let me see if I can turn that yellow. Ah. There it is. Okay, now I gotta find the chains. Ooh, that's neat. Oh, okay. I like this. Do it this way. Yeah, make them smaller. Just a tad. It's a little too much. A little too much. Let's say about here. About there. Yeah. Like this? Is this what you're looking for? Alright. There we go. There we go. There we go. I like that. There we go. I need the thickness up on this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Where did it go? There we go, guys. All right. All right. So you tell me, is this what you want? I mean, is this how you were what you were looking for? Because I feel like this is about got it. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, there we go. There we go. A little bit of that. Yes. Okay, guys. And then I'm going to give it a little shade touch. Let's see. What can we do for the background? Because I think that this deserves to have a nice background. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through my materials and see what we got. Color patterns. And let's see. Background. Nature. I don't know what that is, but I like the look of it. So we're going to try to go on ahead. Yeah. Hey kid, what are you buying? Hey, you wanna buy a soul? What do you need? I got hand grenades, I got that soul and chains over here on fire. Hey, yo, I can get you whatever you need. Oh, I found a pack of cigarettes. You like to smoke? And then he, he's one of those guys. He just walks out of the shadows. He's like, I see you out of bullets. It's like, wait, where'd you come from? What are you doing here? Why are you here? What do you want? Hey, I know that you're looking for things. I'm looking for things. Well, everybody's looking for something. Ah, I love this. Okay. Okay, it's going to work. I need to just fill his hair in. And then we're in business, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to have something awesome. I'm gonna put him on the beach. Just standing there on the beach. What you need, I got what you want. You know, I like this guy. He's a trip. All right, let's zoom in here. Oh yeah, we got a lot of broken lines. So, broken lines, if you want to explain a little bit about, since we're here, and we already hit the 2-hour mark, don't really care. The interesting thing about this software is that you can do a lot. There's a lot of brushes. There's a big community for you to get downloadable material. But you know, you still have to zoom in and check on things, because, you know, like those brushes were really nice, but sometimes it doesn't fill in everything, and then you've got spaces, and it doesn't take much to be able to mess it up. Something as small as like that right there could fill in all the rest of the stuff. So, you know, you wanna make sure that you get everything lined up. And there we go. Looks like he's in good shape. And then I'll give him some shading and some touch up, and he's gonna look awesome. Alright, so we can back up and let's see if we can get everything in one hit. I think it may actually fill everything in one shot, except for this little gap right there. I might have to throw it in there, but that's fine. No, that ain't it. This was it. That's funny. Okay, yeah, that must be it then. Alright. Guess I have to... There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I like that. Looks good. Will do, Sean. Gotcha. I'll put a cigarette in his hand. Yes, he needs a cigarette. Actually, that filled in kind of nice, so that's good. All right, we got ourselves a cigarette. I have a feeling he would be a guy that smokes a very long cigarette. I want to fix that. That looks a little tacky. There we go. There we go. All right. And then we'll blot this out. Let's see. So what do we do here? I'm going to zoom in. We'll bring that down. Bop, 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 bop. There we go. And we have got that cleared out pretty much. Now we'll just increase the size a little bit. Get a bigger brush here. Bang. Okay. And then we'll curve that up. Like so. Yes. Oh no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Oh, fantastic. So I have him. Okay. There's that. He has a black filter. I'm going to try to shapen this up some more. So he's got a black filter. I think I'm going to make the cigarette gold, or as close to gold as I can. And, oh man, why? Because I wasn't paying attention. See, like I was saying earlier, I was not paying attention. Therefore, I suffered the consequence of maybe making a mistake. I was not aware. But that's okay. There we go. Now, I think this is the closest to gold as I have. So the cigarette's going to be like that. Maybe like a cigar, like a cigarello. Dadgummit, that sucks. Okay. There. All right. Oh, that's the reason why. Huh, that's silly me. There we go. Alright. Trying to find my smoke and fire again. Oh, well. You won't. I notice it, but nobody else would have noticed it. But there, that will fix that. And then we got ourselves some gold. And oh, come on now. There we go. Thank you. Let's see. Where are my? Where is it? There we go. That was too much. Okay. Damn. Well, almost there. Hey. Well, I hope you guys are having fun, enjoying what's going on here. We're going to give ourselves a little fire here. A little fire. That was a little bit much. I just don't like how this tool is set up. Like it has this like little peanut thing I got to deal with. I'm not a big fan of that. But, you know, whatever. I know it's absurd how much fire is coming from that thing, but he's just, you know. The interesting thing is I'm about to do is this. Let's see, there's that. Yeah. Alright, and let's find a little bit of smoke. There we go. Not so thick, dense brush, and come on. There we go. A little bit more. Ah, there we go. And there it is. You know, he's got that wicked red cigarette. Like, how's that thing burning, man? That makes no sense. Forked tongue like a snake. Oh, I got something even better than that. Hold on. I want to take that away. I got something. Give me a second. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. Huh. that's a crooked shame. Shit. That was on point. There we go. Nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. Oh, excuse me. There we go. I like the teeth. I like the shit-eating grin. We'll give him smoky hair. There we go. No, that ain't the part that I wanted to. Ew, cool. Look at that. I like that. That's neat. I like that a lot. And I wonder... Oh, that's gonna... Oh, no. Oh, damn it. I knew I was gonna do that. I knew I was gonna do that. As soon as it hit, I was like, ah! Shit, I hate when that happens. Opaqueness. Here we go. It sucks when that happens. There we go. Yes. Damn it. Again. Okay, if it happens again, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to... Whoa. I'll put in what gives me nightmares. If it puts that color in here, this might be it. Unless if it... Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like a damn nightmare. Arbor and colored sky. The demon man comes to see you, and then he tells you, I got a man in chains. Would you like to see him? I don't want to see the ectoplasma man. Nobody wants to see the ectoplasm man. There it is. A little finite detail there. You know, wisp energy. A little bit. Ah, thank you. Look at that. Alright. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with diesel. Those hamburgers taste like chemicals. That's because I use diesel to cook. No, I don't use diesel to cook. Okay? That's reckless. And I would suggest not being around people who do that. Damn it. It's going to do it again, but not in a good way. It's going to... Or did it? Did it overlay both of those? That's weird looking. I like that. That's very strange. That color is very obscure. Something about that is really interesting. Ugh. It's like radiation. That's what it looks like. Yuck. Okay. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to shade it, and I think we're going to date it. Shade it and date it. Shaded and dated. There we go. We'll highlight here and there. Uh-oh. Phone's going off, and we still got 6 people steady. Hey, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to give that, and then we're going to do a little bit of this here. I need to crank that up to turn it up. Give it more density. And then I'll hit it again with the fire. I'll come back and work on that one. I'm not really too concerned about that. But you need a little shading. And let's see. Some horns. I mean, got the widow's peak. I'll make them tiny. It'll work. I'll make them tiny. And I'll do the tongue. I'll open his mouth a little bit and give him the tongue. Yeah. Still got a little bit. We're almost there. We're almost there. And little tweaks here and there. This is the process of the time lapse that you guys don't get to see. This is the actual process. So it's nice that everybody gets to see this finally, because yeah, it's not. I take those videos are like a couple of hours to do. Like this is normal stuff. Usually I'm listening to a podcast or something, but or audiobook. Oh baby, look at that. That's sexy. I like that. Yep, there it is. There it is. And then we give them the wop, up. Yep, there. A little bit of that. Hint of that. There we go. What we just went over today. Bang. There we go. Let's go on down here. Well, let's see here. Brush size. We'll increase that a little bit. There we go. All right. Even this shadow is red. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. Yeah. Time to shrink this down some. Gotta have that anime gleam in the back. There we go. Whew. All right. Oh, pointy ears are easy. That's simple. That's an easy fix. All right. I like what's happening here. Looks nice. It's coming together quite nice. Yeah. Nope. I got the wrong brush. All right. Here we go. All right. Now we're going to do some surgery. And hope nothing messes up. Yep, I had an idea. And it didn't work like that. Okay. Now we got to go on ahead and probably, where is it? Got to go over here and turn up the opaquency. Nope. Interesting. Okay. It's going to act silly. Fine. I'll just have to... Oh, that's probably because the tone is different. That would have made things a lot easier for me. But that's okay. There we go. There we go. Alright, so we got the pointy ear. I'll have to retone this whole thing, but that's fine. I don't really care. Alright, we got that. And then we're going to make these like a darkish brown. Alright, here we go. Little devil man. Bang. Here we go. Well, thank you guys for sticking around, watching this. I'm glad that we did this. This has actually been a lot of fun. Had quite a bit of enjoyment out of this. Sorry, I've been zoning out. Yeah, I know it's may have lost a couple of people, but hey, it's okay. Well, for a long time, 6 strong. Bang! Look at that. There we go. Need to get this one. All right. There we go. Let's see. All right. I think we're almost done with this. I think we're almost done. I just have to fill this part in. Increase the size of this. Probably be a little bit easier if I made it about 30. There we go. Much better. Little definition lines. I'd rather just do it by hand. Usually I could just use a paint bucket and put it in there and just blah blah blah. But I rather just go on ahead and just do it myself. Because I have something special I want to try to do here. All right, let's see. Nope, that ain't it. There's one of these. I think it might be fire number 2. Yeah. Oh, that's the one. Damn, that ain't it. Well, that's just shit. I don't like that. Why is this one so damn difficult? Trying to use them. See, that's dumb too. A lot of these flames suck because they're supposed to be used like on the ground for fire, and I really don't like that because it would have been nice to not have to fight with it all the time to get it to work. Damn, this is the best one to use, but I guess it's because it's large. That's a problem. I'm just gonna say that that's the case. Alright, I can do better than that. Nope, didn't want that. Alright, now since I fully understand how this damn thing works. Okay. Right. Yeah. All right. Look at that. Ha. That's cool. I like how that came out. Alright, and then I guess I can use this will just go right here. Yeah. That streak across, yeah, it did a little bit, but whatever. That's fine. I don't care. What was I looking for now? Oh yeah, that's right. Sparks. No. Why? Why is it acting like that? That's silly. Oh, because I had the pink. Oh, well. Well, I made a mistake. Let's see if we can make this opaque. There it is. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Who likes this? It's gotta be somebody that likes this. There we go. Thank you. Oh, wait. What are you doing? Don't do that. Nope. There we go. Okay. Well, all right. I like it. And let's see. I think we will go on ahead and do one more hit of shading and it will be complete. I'll hit it with the glow. I always like to hit the glow effect of fire. All right. There we go. And all right. And then it's wrapped up in chains, so we'll just give them the I noticed. Glad everybody's here. A lot of people are enjoying the show. All right, and then we there we go. Oh wow, that's cool. There we go. There we go. There we go. And what are we gonna do here? Nah, there's no need for that. I like that photorealism. Let's see, one more thing. Need a price. Yeah, the red. It started out with, yeah, let's do a red suit, and then it went from red suit to what? Cigar, then to the horns, and then I did the tail, and then I added fire, and then it just turned into this thing, and it's been fun. Looks like I've been going for 3 hours. Yeah, wow, that's cool. Well, anyways, here we go. And we are now, I think, basically done. I'm going to hit it with one more shade. Medium. 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 Brush size, hardness. Density needs to go down. Alright. And this is just touch up. This is the only reason why I do this, is to touch it up and give it a little bit more of a bolder look. And that's it. It's not, this isn't really like shading to try to, do anything special. As you see here, is just enhancing some of it. I just take it down just enough just to darken it up, to give the light a little bit of contrast. Like there, like you see, just enough to kind of even it out, and that's the part that a lot of you guys enjoy, is just this subtle part right here where it's like, oh man, yeah, now it's popping, like you got all of this, and then I come back in with the glow, and if I can just get the opaque, doesn't have to be that much, but the brush size. Just enough. But it really doesn't need it. Unless if I made it opaque, I suppose it would work better. There we go. Get a little red hue there. Very sinister with that reddish hue. That puts things in perspective. Like, it's just blurry enough to be able to like make out what you're seeing, and it doesn't overdo it. It's not overtaking it. It's just enough to kind of feel it. Yeah, you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel the, it's even in the fire. Just subtle and just very subtle. It's like the fire doesn't even look right. Just hit it around the chains to make them shine. Alright. And there you have it. So we started with the little man. I made a little little devil man. That's what we turned this into. We started out with a little dude, turned him into a little devil man, a little soul. Okay? And I have to say thank you guys very much for sticking around. And I hope that everybody learned something new today. I hope that the class was good, and I hope everybody learned something new. We're going to go on ahead and sign this, so that way we got that ready. We'll sign it at the bottom. There we go. Boom. So now it is done. And I will save this here in just a second. So that will probably be going, definitely will be going up on the store. Thank you very much. Yes, my freestyle is, yeah, we worked a little bit, and it does work out. I can pretty much draw anything. I really think I can draw anything. I don't think that there is anything I can't necessarily draw. But I always like to grow, because you can always be better. I hope that you guys enjoyed what we were working on today. I hope that you, enjoyed the show, enjoyed the picture. Definitely we're going to have some new stuff coming out. Like I mentioned last time, the roster of what we're looking at. So, Superheroes is coming up next month. Got another video coming out Friday. Definitely going to be working on some new things with the stream. So, we're going to try to get this built up. Try to do other things. Definitely there's I believe there is a community part on the actual YouTube page. So, if there's any questions or anything anybody wants to talk about involving with art, the show, my drawings or anything like that, feel free to communicate with each other and also communicate with me. I'm taking on any new ideas and different things. And also tell me what you would like to learn. If it's something that if it's something that I can teach you